Alright, we are back for round 1. We are on the draw, the opponent mulled to 6, and this hand is completely fine. Kinda wanted to draw a creature because of the Gravedigger, and yeah, but you know, the opponent just mulled to 5, so probably should be in decent spot there. Alright, a Cock Plague Beetle. Not really a good card, I would say. I guess I'm playing Swamp, but even then, not a great card. I think I'm just gonna hammer that. The fact that my opponent mauled just makes me wanna deal with their things, even if that's not too threatening, and you know, well, I do have another hammer anyway, and that Spectre should win me the game anyway, so... Like, even if my opponent does have a removal, I do have a Gravedigger, so... Yeah. My hand was already very good. It became even better now that I drew a 5-drop, and... Yeah, the Spectre is gonna do its job. So, yep. I don't really see how the opponent could find a way back in this game. I'm just gonna kill that thing. Again, I don't really need to do so, but I don't really have any reason not to do so. So, yeah. As it seems that I might get another card of the Spectre. I mean, this would have been better if the opponent didn't mulligan, but I will not complain, obviously. Alright, a Gravedigger. That's pretty good. Getting back the robber, I would assume. Yeah. Alright, sure. Well, hopefully I don't draw too many more lands though, because that could be an issue. And let's beat down. If my opponent does have two Gravediggers somehow, I'll be in trouble. Because 2 Gravedigger is something that I will hardly be able to beat. I mean, did what I say made sense? Maybe not. But what I mean is that 2 Gravedigger is a very hard combo to beat. Alright, I'll beat down with those. If my opponent wants to take the damages, it's fine. If he wants to double block, it's fine too. I don't actually really care. And we got a Dark Banishing, alright. Well, it seems that 2 good black deck in the same draft is something that's possible. But I would assume that my opponent is quite in trouble now. Alright, a land, sure. I'll play the dogs. And the shade, actually, I can do both. No, I can't. Alright. My opponent is not dead next turn, but they are gonna go to 1 next turn, so yeah. No real reason to show the shade. Because, yeah, there's nothing that will save my opponent there. And if there is something, it's probably a Wrath of God effect, so I don't really want to play the shade either way. Alright, that was fairly quick and brutal. But me having a very good hand and my opponent mulling to 5 was not, you know, it was quite clear that the game would be pretty uninteractive. Given what my opponent showed, I could play a Pyroclasm, especially on the draw, and maybe make a slower draw and try to take advantage of that card. I think that seems like a decent option. And I think the rats are a bit weaker when the opponent is playing in the same color as you are, so I think I'm probably killing one of these. Also, it dies to the Pyroclasm. Plague Beetle, I mean, even if my opponent is playing black, I don't want that in my deck, that's just bad. So, alright, that's gonna be my sideboard options. Double Gravedigger is such a pain in the ass. Oh, sorry about that. Not sure what this was. Anyway, ooh, tempting, very tempting hand, but probably not a right hand to keep. I want to keep that, but you know, there's one rule, which is you should never keep one lander in limited. And yeah, yep. All right, it's lacking red, but I do like that more than my last hand still. As the opponent mulled too. Ooh, don't mind that. I mean, this card is especially good against Mulligan, obviously, because your opponent does not have a lot of value. I mean, a lot of cards, and you reduce that even more. Defense Creed. Why would you play that? It's a vintage card, not a limited card. I mean, was I playing blue and had I shown 5 counterspell, I could understand that, but what? Alright. My opponent is up to some shenanigans I'm not aware of, apparently. I'm not gonna cast the second rat now. I don't think this would help a lot, as the shade can beat down pretty efficiently. Defense Creed? Against a mono black deck? Among all the things you could have done, that was probably not one of the best to do. I think I'll just run my skeletons. Alright. For some reason I thought I had 4 black and that I would play both, but I should have obviously pumped the shade. I guess I keep the regeneration available, but that was still, you know, pretty useless, I would say. I think I'm gonna pump one. By doing so, I will not be able to block with skeleton and regenerate. But if my opponent wants to attack with a warrior and start a race, no problem. I mean, they can deal 2 to me, but then I can deal even more to them. So I don't think that's gonna be very good. Very good trade. Okay, a climber, pretty good, pretty good. So now my opponent is playing mono-green defense creed, mono-green defense creed deck. Not really what you expect after playing against black cards. Alright. Yo, I think I'm just beating down with that one dude. Pyroclasm looks awful, by the way, but it is what it is. Guess I'll play that, no reason not to. Highway robber, alright. My opponent has have some very clunky draws, but why on earth would you play that? That's mildly annoying. I mean, enchantments are not good in limited in general, auras, but since I'm not playing any destroy target creature effect, it could be decent for my opponent. As I still miss on lands. Not good. What is up next? A Gravedigger. Ugh. Pretty good for my opponent. I guess I'll take back the Muse. Alright, sure. The thing I'm really fearing is that my opponent, if my opponent does have double Gravedigger, that's the more threatening thing. Otherwise, you know, I don't really care too much, I think. So this could be a 5/5. Hmm. If my opponent wants to block with a climber and something else to trade, I don't mind that, because I have a Gravedigger of my own, and if this trade happen, I can start attacking with the Foul Imp, so it's like fine. And if they choose to take the damage, I'm just gonna pump because of because I don't have anything else to do, basically. Alright, sweet. I guess they can attack me now because I cannot regenerate, but I don't really care. Oh, I guess there's the Seedborn Muse, so actually my opponent could make a decent attack there. Rat. Yeah, does not look great against my own rat. And see, the Muse is not entering the battlefield then. Weird. My opponent is playing in a very strange fashion. Rise then, alright, whatever. We might see some sort of double blocking there, which I would not mind at all, or triple blocking maybe. Sure. I'm just gonna trade my shade for those two things, and then buy it back of the Rise Dead, and that shade is gonna come back. It's gonna come back a lot of time with Gravedigger and 2 Rise Dead. It's not gonna be out of the field soon. The Eternal Shade. If I draw a land, I might just cast Holo Dogs though. I choose to kill those two things and not the Gravedigger because of the potential second Gravedigger, which would be really annoying. I'd rather have my opponent play their Gravedigger to take one of those things and not this Gravedigger right here that I'd rather not see die. Alright, the Muse is entering the battlefield. And now my opponent can attack with the Kavu, which I could quadruple block, but that don't seem great. Don't really want to trade a Trudge Skeleton and a Foul Imp for that. It's pretty good though, the body is good, but why would you not attack with that? It's gonna untap, right? Yeah. Well, whatever. I'll just take 2 then. Don't really want that to die for the reason I just mentioned. Ooh. I just auto-yielded for no reason. Alright, well. Back to square one, I guess. I hope I'll draw lands at some point though. I mean, it's nice to have a bunch of spells and all, but kinda want lands too. Deafened Screed, what the hell? Enfeeblement on the Shade. Alright, alright. I mean, my Shade is eternal, so no problem. No problem whatsoever. Now that I know that my opponent doesn't have a second Gravedigger, at least in hand, and that I do have those rats that can attack through the green creature, I think I might consider some blocking on the Digger, depending on what my opponent does. Nothing though. Alright. Yeah, let's not do that actually. Let's Rise that Shade. Once again. One more time. The Shade is back among us. A monkey. No problem. My opponent should attack with the Climber there. They have no reason not to do so. Ooh, everything. Well, sure. Well, actually, that makes sense. I could. I could. I think I'm actually gonna do that. So my opponent's creature will not untap, they cannot have a trick, and if they want to kill either my imp or 2 rats, I'll gladly trade those for the Muse. Sweet. And now my opponent does have to chump block the Looming Shade, which is not very good for them. I mean, they would have had to chump block it anyway. I guess I still have to chump block it if I only attack with those, and now I can keep the skeletons around. Might want to deal the 1 more damage though. No, whatever. I'm at 11, it's not like my life is infinite either, so should probably not play too aggressively. 6. On the other hand, I kinda want to cast the rats now. Drats. Don't really want to get tossed by the Cave Climber for no reason though. My opponent drew something, apparently. A Graveback. Alright. That's a potentially good card. Here I don't think it's gonna matter too much. Ooh, sweet. So my opponent does have to chump block the Looming Shade each turn. I will have to sacrifice a creature each time, but I do have Ravenous Rats to get sacrificed. Yeah, alright, sure. Yeah, it's a good card, it's a very good card, but it might not be that good just right here. Actually, I'm gonna play the rats. Now that my opponent doesn't have any black creature, and I don't think they want to attack, so that should be good. Death Screed. I'm still extremely puzzled about that addition to my opponent's main deck. Rise Dead the Gravedigger. Ah, that's good. That's very good top deck on my opponent's side. Very annoying, especially given the Grave Pact. Probably the best card they could have drawn, unless they have another Gravedigger in the deck. So, yep, that was good for them, not so good for me. Yeah, the combination of Gravedigger, Grave Pact, and things like that could put me in a rather bad position. I thought I was winning this game, but now it's not so sure. That top deck was sick. Not sure what the opponent is doing though. They should definitely play the Gravedigger and most likely pick up Warrior. Or maybe the Muse and play it later on, I don't really know. Whatever. Just hope that this turn is not gonna take thousands of hours for no reason. Gravedigger digging for a Warrior. Alright, pretty much what I expected. Sure. Mountain, that's good. I could have just killed the Gravedigger with the hammer and attack with the Razortooth Rat. I don't think I like that too much though, especially given the Grave Pact. That's weird to block with that, given the Razortooth Rats are on the battlefield. Weird. Whatever. Ooh. So I might finally kill that Kavu. Should I? If I kill the 2 other thing, I will have to sacrifice 2 creatures anyway. Yeah. Kinda want... yeah, I wanted to get rid of that for quite a bit of time, and I do have a foul imp in hand, as well as a foul imp in the grave that I could get back. Alright, good. Yeah, I do have to sacrifice rats there, which is mildly annoying. Alright. Sure. Oh, come on, another top deck? Or highway robber. What's that? That's good for my opponent. That kind of puts them back in the race, I would say. Yeah, that grave pack is very annoying. Alright, I do have something good to do. I'm just gonna double block here. Let my things die because I do have to sacrifice something either way, and after that I can Pyroclasm and play my foul imp. And yeah, I do have to. I will have to sacrifice things, but I will not have anything onto the battlefield, so that should be good. Yeah, goodbye. And yeah, let's just play the cockroach. Maybe I should. If I play the shade, I can attack for 5 next turn and kill them with the hammer. So if they don't draw a creature, they are dead. And if they draw a creature and don't block, they are dead too. Alright, but I don't see why they would not block given the Grave Pact. Oh, come on! Every single time. Alright. Well, I guess I'll swing. And we will trade. Amazing. That card is very, very strong. I mean, I forgot how good it was. It's definitely something quite hard to beat. Alright, I do have 7 mana. So the best play is probably Hollow Dog alongside the Imp. And pass the turn. And this time it should be good. Barring another top deck. Alright, finally. I think my opponent drew a land. And that's gonna be game. Alright, sweet. We managed to beat the Grave Pact. Alright, that's gonna be round 2. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to leave a like or subscribe, and I see you guys for the finals.